Hey guys, welcome to the CO Visit. Colin here, and always with my trusty coffee. Well, thank you everybody for clicking on this video. Thanks for joining me here today. I really do appreciate it. And everybody, always for your love and support and comments. I really do appreciate it. The topic that I want to discuss today in this video springboards from the video that I shared on my community post. If you haven't gone there and seen that yet, please take a look at it. It's a video that my good friend Dave Wicklin did. He gave an interview to JT and Lady C on their channel back a few years ago. And that ties into this topic, just kind of speaking to that situation that happens to many people who were tied to the Jehovah's Witness religion at one point, or you may still be in it, or you may be at a point of just getting into it. So this video is directed more at two groups of people. One, if right now, if you're studying, if you're in a Bible study with Jehovah's Witnesses, please pay attention. Or number two, if you are a converted Jehovah's Witness. So born-ins, this doesn't apply so much to you, but people who became Jehovah's Witnesses that were converted. The topic is how people fall prey to cults. This could apply to many different organizations, but we're going to talk specifically about the Jehovah's Witnesses. So the information that I'm going to read you here is not about specifically Jehovah's Witnesses. But like Pavel Chekhov says, the old Russian proverb, if shoe fits, wear it, right? I looked up this information this morning on Google. Now that Google is powered by AI, very interesting, that AI came up with this summary. This is a summary that was taken from 5 different internet sources. It says the following. People can fall prey to cults when they are experiencing vulnerability, loneliness, or a lack of sense of belonging, making them susceptible to the charismatic leadership and persuasive tactics of cult leaders who offer a seemingly perfect solution to their problems, often by providing a strong sense of community and purpose, even if it means isolating them from their existing support systems. This can be further amplified by manipulation techniques like love bombing, guilt tripping, and pressure to conform to the group's beliefs. What I want you to focus on is, what is the state of mind, the emotional state of a person when the witnesses come a knocking? You see, they have a sixth sense for this, a sixth sense. They look for these type of people. And any of us can go through a situation like this. Did you notice what it was? Vulnerability. You're vulnerable, whether that be emotionally, psychologically, economically, or a combination of any of those, or all of those. Analyze yourself. If you're studying with Jehovah's Witnesses right now, or if you were converted to Jehovah's Witnesses, what is or what was your state of mind in that moment? Because when people are they're at a low point in their life, that's when you're the most vulnerable to suggestion. You're at a low point in your life, you're emotionally distraught, low, you're depressed, and you're willing, because of your low self-esteem, to let somebody else come in, ride in on a white horse, and promise you the moon, the heaven, and the stars. Because if you are studying with Jehovah's Witnesses right now, you have to ask yourself, what is it that you're searching for? Why? What is it about their message that piqued your interest? Because honestly, guys, nobody who is happy, satisfied with life, in a good position economically and emotionally will be attracted to the Jehovah's Witness message. You know why? Not because it's not necessarily attractive. It's just that you can get that anywhere else and with much less work. Believe me, any other religion can offer you promises just as appealing as the Jehovah's Witnesses, and maybe even better because you get to go to heaven. You get immortality up there with God and minimal effort. So you have to ask yourself, what is it that's going on in my life right now that's making me so unhappy, so lonely, that this message of these total strangers that came knocking on my door, even though you probably already had a concept of Jehovah's Witnesses before, you know more or less what they're about, what is it that made it so appealing to you that now all of a sudden you're studying with them and you're kicking around the possibility of committing yourself to this sect, this cult, an organized cult, albeit, but a cult nonetheless. Those are the things that you need to ask yourself. And you'll find out, such as in the case of my friend Dave and many, many, many other people. You will hear in different videos, different interviews, testimonies, a very common thread of persons who were at a very low point in their life because of economic hardships, health problems, emotional turmoil, family issues, or any and all of the above. And here this group comes, knocks on your door, talking about a paradise, talking about a new world where God will wipe every tear from their eyes, and pain and death and all these governments and all the stuff going on right now, wars, will be gone. And you'll be there when the tombs open up and your loved one comes running out into your arms. Now, that sounds appealing, but just imagine now being in one of those emotional states that I just mentioned, being in a state of vulnerability. And what happens? They got you. Hook, line, and sinker. And then what happens? What's the sealer? What seals the deal? Well, those first couple of times, especially the first time, but this will happen for a while. It'll happen for a while, maybe a few months or so. That first time you walk into the Kingdom Hall on the arm of your brother or sister that's been giving you the book study, and they're just as proud as can be. It's the best feeling in the world, getting a study to finally go to the Kingdom Hall. And what happens? You walk in, and the love bombing starts, which is a form of manipulation. They're all brainwashed to treat people like that when they come in for the first time. You're getting all this attention, hugs, welcomes, handshakes, people asking about you, and it feels good. Yeah, feels good, doesn't it? Feels really good. And you're around there going, wow, I didn't have this before. Look at all these people. They're so interested in me. They care about me. They're here for me. I've got a sense of purpose now. I've got community now. After the novelty wears off, though, what will you find out? If you haven't found this out yet, you will very soon. That all of a sudden, you don't get that when you walk in the door. You start getting a more cold treatment. All of a sudden, nobody is really offering you a hug anymore, a handshake. People become kind of apathetic. Now they're used to you. And what happens? Well, your problems are still there. Whatever it was you were going through when you started studying with them, you're still going through that. And what happens? Well, you do what you were taught you're supposed to do. You bring your problems to the elders. Those are the shepherds of the congregation. They're the ones looking out for the flock, right? To give you that spiritual food at the proper time. And what happens? Well, they'll open up the Bible and give you a couple of scriptures, and then you keep going there, and then eventually it turns into, well, are you doing enough? Are you busy? Are you getting out in service? Are you at the meetings? Maybe you should do more. Are you doing really all that you can do? Leave it in Jehovah's hands. And then you start to find out, if it keeps going on, after that's used up, then you get what I got. Brother, you need to handle this yourself. When is this going to stop? Are you trusting in Jehovah? Have you let yourself become spiritually weak, brother? Are you giving room for the devil? Next thing you know, you're a couple years in and you're right back. You've come full circle to where you were right before you met the witnesses. You're vulnerable. You're lonely. You feel like nobody understands you. And you find yourself once again desiring a sense of purpose, belonging, community. Funny how that works, isn't it? So those of you who are studying right now, especially with Jehovah's Witnesses, consider very carefully what you're doing. At the end of the day, of course, you're the one that makes the ultimate decision. But we're here just to warn you. Once you become a witness, you will be isolated from any other support group that you had. You will isolate yourself from family members, from old friends, in favor of this new paradigm. And you'll find yourself just as, if not more, lonely than you were before. Despite you're being told that you're part of a worldwide brotherhood, right? A loving brotherhood. Well, some people have to find out for themselves. Or some of you that are active witnesses right now that were converted, search your heart. Like Darth Vader said, search your heart, Luke. Search your feelings. You know it's true. Well, I appreciate everyone. If you're still here with me, thank you for watching through this video. And shout out to my friend Dave there in Wisconsin. Thanks for your friendship and always supporting the CO visit. It's greatly appreciated. And everybody else as well. So, the situation that's going on. So all the possibilities are there for anyone if they would like to give a grain of sand to get Cosette home. There are different ways you can donate voluntarily, of course. And there are other ways to support the channel as well. By watching the videos, giving a like, that helps as well, believe me. Thank you all. Thanks for watching this episode of the CO Visit. And see you in the next one.